Okay, hi guys. It's Miss Bolin. I first just wanted to say that I miss you all so much, and I can't wait until we're all actually able to be back together again. But for now, hopefully, these videos that I'll be posting will do. So today we're going to look at lesson 8.1, and I know most of you, if not all of you, have already completed this, which is great. So we're just going to hopefully use this as kind of a review of 8.1 and just a way for you to check your answers. I am using a program that's recording my screen, so as I'm moving up and down on my screen, you'll be able to see that in this video. There's also a little pen that I am not the best at writing with, but we're going to try and make it work. So we're just going to start off from the first problem. And hopefully, before you started this, you did read your I can statement, which is I can use properties to understand addition. So right now we're just looking at addition just for 8.1. So the solve into your question is, Olivia has cups of buttons. On each cup, she writes how many buttons are inside. Does Olivia have more buttons in the 3 cups on the left or in the 3 cups on the right? Explain your answer. So, and the girl over here is saying, are you making the same calculations more than once? What can you generalize? Remember, when they're asking what can you generalize, it's just what can we decide? What thing is the same about both of them? What's different? What's just something that we can notice, and what decision can we make about these numbers? So if we look, there is an 18 right here. And then since we're comparing these 3 numbers to these 3 numbers, we want to see, is there an 18 on this side? And if I look here, there is. So right off the bat, I already know there's an 18 here and there's an 18 here. So those 2 numbers I'm good with, I'm done with, let's move on. Then if I look at my second number here on the cup, it's 24. And then I notice that this is red. Do I have a red number on this side? I do, and it also is a 24. So I'm going to draw an arrow to point to this one as well. And then, last but not least, we have our 26 on this side. And there's a 26 on this side. And we know that if there are these 3 numbers on this side that we're adding together, and there's the same 3 numbers on this side that we're adding together, our sum is going to be the same. So the generalization could be adding the same numbers will give me the same sum no matter what order they're in. So it doesn't matter if I add 18 plus 24 first or 18 plus 26 first. All that matters is that I'm adding the numbers all together. So for this, if I were to add them, I would do 18, 18 plus, that was not good. Let's try and do that again. I'm just going to say it out loud, and then hopefully I'll get better at the pen in a little bit. So 18 plus 24 plus 26 would give me 68. And then if I were to add 18 plus 26 plus 24, it would also give me 68. So as long as your answer on both sides is 68, then we know that we're doing the work correctly. It's the same 3 numbers, but I added them in separate orders, in different orders. So for side 1, I added 18 and 24 together first, and then I moved on to adding the 26 to it. And then on this side, on side 2, I added 18 plus 26 first, and then I added the 24 after I was done adding the first 2 numbers. So again, the order of the numbers does not matter. Oh, and the drawings moved with the page. So gonna erase these now, sorry. Okay, and then for the bottom part, it asks, what is different about the numbers on the left cups and the numbers on the right cups? And hopefully all of you are looking at it in front of you. So just make sure you're paying attention to my voice as I go over this, because I can't scroll like up and down and have the question showing as well. So the only thing that's different between the cups on the left, which read 18, 24, 26, and the cups on the right, which is 18, 26, 24, is the order. All that's different is the order is different. So what is different about the numbers on the left cups and the numbers on the right cups? The order of the numbers is different. If you put that sentence or something similar to it, then we're moving in the right pace. We're moving in the right direction. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next page. So page 406. Erase my mark. So on this page, remember, our essential question, which is, what are some properties of addition? So just like when we were learning and beginning to learn about multiplication, there were different properties, and the properties have the same names for addition. So it can be kind of confusing, which I understand, but we just want to make sure that we're paying attention to our symbols, because if we look, we know it's an addition symbol, we know it's a plus sign, so we're in the right place for addition. We don't have to worry about multiplying, even if it does have the same name, okay? So as long as we're paying attention to our symbols, we're okay. Now, I'm going to read this entire example part like we do in class, and then we'll move on to the convincing section at the bottom. So you can use properties of addition to join groups. And it says right here, parentheses show what to do first. So just like in multiplication, whatever's inside the parentheses, we do first. And the associative property of addition, which is also known as the grouping property, says you can group add-ins. So you can group the numbers in any way, and the sum will be the same. So again, no matter what order you add in, your number will be the same. Your sum will be the same. So if I add 18 plus 14 first, and then I add that to 15, I'm still going to get 47 as my answer, as if I were to add 18 after I added the 14 and 15 together first. Still getting 47. And down here, it's not telling you, oh, add all of these numbers together. Pay attention to our little equal sign in the middle. It's just telling you that this operation and this addition sequence is the same once you add it together as this addition sequence. Okay, so again, the only thing that changes is the parentheses and what numbers are grouped together. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase this. So when I move down, it's gone. Okay. And now the commutative, the order property of addition. So again, the order of the numbers, associative was which way we group them, doesn't affect the sum. It doesn't matter which one we add first or second, we're still getting the same sum. So if we were to add 57 plus 35, we're going to get the same sum as if we were to add 35 plus 57. And again, it does not matter the order of how you add, okay? It just matters for the sum. So hopefully for this, you would have gotten 92 if you worked it out. If you didn't, that's okay. But just know that your answer would be 92, no matter if you added 57 plus 35 first or 35 plus 57. And the next property that we're going to look at is the identity zero property, which is the sum of 0 and any number is that same number. So just like how in multiplication, the identity is anything times 0 is 0, anything plus 0 is the other number. So if anything, it's just kind of a combination of our ones rule for multiplication and our zeros rule for multiplication. So if I were to add 39 plus 0, I'm still going to get 39. I'm not adding anything else to it. I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm just saying I have 39 blocks right here. If I were to add 0 more, so if I added no more, how many would I still have? I would still have 39. right here. Okay. The bottom part says, convince me. So use structure. So again, what structure? It's how it's put together. So it says, pick one of the properties above. So either the associative property, the commutative, or the identity property, and explain how you can use a number line to show an example of that property. So if I were to show the identity 0 property on a number line, say I started at 5, so on my number line, and I'm going to try to draw one. It may end up being only to 4. Yeah, we're just going to stick with 4. So if I were to go all the way to 4 from 0, oops, sorry, didn't start in the right place. Trying to get used to it. So if I were to start at 0 and end up at 4, and then I were to say I added 0 to 4, so this is my starting point right here. So my equation would be 4 plus 0. So I'm at 4, and I didn't move forward anymore. I moved forward 0 lines, 0 points. My answer is still 4. I'm still staying on the 4. Okay, so I apologize for my number line drawing, but so that's one way to show the identity 0 property of addition. And yes, you could also show the associative property or the commutative property even to show on a number line. And it's completely your choice, whichever one you're most comfortable with. Showing on a number line is fine with me. I just chose to show the identity 0 property. Okay, and then now we're going to move on to the next page. So the next page is the guided practice. And for this, I'm going to move kind of quickly just because I think I was a little lagging a little bit on the beginning. We're already at like 13 minutes. But for this, it says, Ralph says he can rewrite 4 plus 5 in parentheses plus 21 as 9 plus 21. Do you agree? Why or why not? I'm hoping that most of you put yes for this because 4 plus 5 is 9. And then 9 plus 21 will give you the same answer as if you were to leave them in the parentheses. So you're still getting the same answer as if you were to add 9 plus 21 or 4 plus 5 first and then adding it to 21. So hopefully your answer for this was yes. Oh gosh. We're just going to put a big Y. Hopefully your answer was yes. Okay. Number 2, what property is shown with this equation? How do you know? So I'm hoping that you put the commutative property. And I know some of you are looking at it saying, well, there's parentheses. How is it not the associative property? Because in associative, the numbers are still going to stay in the same order. They're just going to be grouped differently. And if we look here, 18 plus 38 and 18 plus 38 are the ones that are both grouped together. So the only thing that is changing is where our 65 comes in. So the order of our numbers overall, so it is the commutative property. Okay. Remember, if you have questions about any of this or if it doesn't make sense to you, let mom or dad know and then have them message me because I would love to help. I'm just trying to explain this as best as I possibly can. Okay, so for 3 and 4, just as to identify each property, so if we look, it's 4 plus parentheses 15 plus 26 equals 4, or parentheses 4 plus 15 and parentheses plus 26. So again, what's changing here? In this, on the first spot, 15 and 26 are grouped together. And then the second sequence of numbers, 4 plus 15 are grouped together. So what's changing is the grouping. So for that one, it's the associative property. So I'm just going to put a big A next to it. And for the next one, I automatically see that there's a 0 there. I don't even have to question which property this is. I already know that it's the identity or 0 property because there's a 0 right there. And the math equation is also correct. So is through 5 through 7, you have to write the number which would make the equation correct, basically. So blank plus 90 equals 90. Okay. So if I look up at number 4 as my example, I know that my other number to go here should be 0, because if I have 0 and I add 90 to it, I'm going to have 90. Okay. The next one is 42 plus 23 is the same as 23 plus 42. And the only thing that's changing there is the order of my numbers. So I'm showing the commutative property for number 6, just like I did for number 2. And last but not least, for number 7, what number would I have to add to make this equation correct? I see that I have a 2 here, and I have a 2 on the other side. So I've already used a 2 on both sides of my equal sign, so I'm good. I've used a 36, and I've used a 36. So again, 36, I'm good. Now, I still have a 23 left on this side, so that tells me right there that I need to have a 23 on the other side, just to make them equal. And the only thing that's changing is the grouping of the numbers, because they still are in the same exact order. Okay, and we're just going to go over the independent practice part. I'm just going to fill in the answers for this part, because I did give explanations for 1 through 7. So if you have questions about any of the independent practice, please have Valagid shoot me a message. So for this one, it's just identifying each property, and I'm just going to write the letter like I did above. So for this one, it would be the commutative property. For number 9, it is the identity property. For number 10, it is the associative property. And for 11, it's the commutative property. For number 12, our missing number is 62. For 14, it is 0. Sorry, and no, I'm not going in order. I just realized that. So we're just going to go down this entire row first. 16, to make it true and equal, we would need a 7. And then for 18, we would need a 2. For 13, we would need a 25. For 15, we would need a 10. For 17, we would need a 14. And for 19, we would need a 20. And again, I know I did not give explanations for these, but just keep in mind that this would be the work that you'd be doing independently, so by yourself in class. And the only one I would have already given you answers for would have been the guided practice up top. And the only thing that I'm not going to go over are the questions on the back. If those aren't making sense to you, that's okay. So on page 408, I know some of them have to do, yes, with the topic that we're working on. So it has to do with lesson 8-1. But some of them are also just reviews. Like if you look at 23, then it is, sorry, I have a book in front of me too. If we look at 23, it's a math and science question. If you look at 24, it's higher order thinking. So some of them do have to have the same skills that you would need for 8-1, but they're not all about 8-1, so that's why I'm not going over them right now. Okay, so I know this video went kind of long. I'm sorry. I will try to make the other one shorter. Hopefully you've watched this video and listened, because if you did, have mom or dad email me, message me, or text me that you've watched this video, and I will give you 4 points of extra credit. So hopefully, congratulations, you made it to the end. Hopefully you're here. But yes, so I miss you all, and I will try to make the next video shorter. Okay, bye.